Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new PSGL League Racing video on F1 24. It's been a while. It's been close to 2 weeks, or around 2 weeks since I've last uploaded. And there's a good reason for that. I have been moving into my new home, hence why I've not uploaded in those 2 weeks. Moving out into my new home has been a lot more work than I kind of expected. But on the good side, positive side, we're back now and we're here to stay for a long time. This is round number 9 around Las Vegas. As you can see, we're leading the championship. Not by a huge margin though, as you can see earlier on in this video. We're gonna try and extend the lead in the championship. That's the goal here, of course. If you hear some background noise, that's either me upshifting and downshifting or Kevin Siggy talking in the background. This was at the Team Redline office, which is located in the Netherlands. I was temporarily sim racing from the Team Redline office because I couldn't move into my new home yet, and my parents' home was being reconstructed, and that's why I was racing from the Team Redline office. Kevin just always drives from there, or almost always drives from there. For the people who don't know who Kevin is one of the best sim racers in the world, ESL R1 champion, and yeah, basically good at everything apart from F1. So yeah, here we go then, down the long back straight. We've got a purple middle sector, as you can see there. However, that doesn't say much in the F1 games. I think that's a little bit broken. Doesn't necessarily mean we are the fastest in the middle sector. Now into the final 3 corners. You can see a huge bollard on the inside there, which I think is like 2.5 meters tall. Proportions are a little bit off there, but across the line we're gonna go. It is gonna be a 129.557, which puts us P2. And this is a great start to qualifying. Last time out in Qatar we got pole position, first time in a while. And yeah, as you can see there, as per usual, 5 people have gone out in Q1. Nothing special there. But yeah, that was our used tire run at the start of Q2. Not that important, however, our new run, second run in Q2, our first new tire run was not that great, only P6, and was only marginally faster than our Q1 time, even though the track is supposed to be a lot faster. Turn 1 didn't look too great again, struggling to get the power down. Yeah, car is just a little bit of a handful at the moment. Backhand just doesn't quite want to grip up, but yeah, 200s up, so lots of time to still gain in this lap. Into sector 2 we're gonna go right here, half a turn up, and this part is really hard because you have to cut it by such precision to not invalidate it. From the onboard it looks like I'm actually taking track limits, but if you go on the replay cam, you would see one of the tires are still slightly marginally touching the white lines. However, we're not doing great at the moment. We are a few hundreds up as we head into the final sector, and we're down in P8, but still lots of people finishing their lap. So we're gonna have to take some risk here in order to make it into Q3. Still around 7 people to finish their laps, and we're down in P10 already. So this is all or nothing in this final chicane. We're gonna push it to the absolute limit, and as you can see, nice rotation there, good traction, and that gained us half a tenth of a second, over half a tenth of a second up to the line, and this is gonna be enough to get into Q3. Up to P9 we're gonna go, with only 1 person behind us still finishing. Brendan jumps up to P10 behind us, but as you can see there, Nicolas Longuet, Lucas Blakely, Fabricio Donato, and Georgie Dole out in Q2. Those are names, you know, you don't expect to go out in Q2, especially Lucas Blakely, Nicolas Longuet. But yeah, the quality of the grid is insane these days. So yeah, there's always a big name going out in Q2 or in Q1. It's one small mistake and you're out. So you have to be on it. Every single lap has to be on it. with no major mistakes. Turn 1 looked great through there. Nice rotation, good traction. That's just what we needed. We're down in P7 after our first run, but final run is where it counts. And as you can see there, solid 110 gain going through turn number 3. And again, we absolutely nailed the cut. We nailed the second one as well, which sets us up nicely for this left-hander. And as you can see, 1.5 cent improvement. And let's see if we can fight for pole position once again here in PSGL. Last time out was great, of course. Let's see if we can do it again. And I promise myself, we're not going to leave anything on the table. We're going to send it. Absolutely send it. And if we invalidate, we invalidate. But I want to be fighting for pole position week in, week out. And we've now gone into the final sector. Nearly 3 tenths up. And the question is it going to be enough? Barry Borman with a 129.040. And unfortunately, the last corner wasn't great. Bit of understeer on the entry and a bit of a wiggle on the exit. And that definitely cost us over half a tenth relative to like Q2, where we absolutely nailed it. Up to the line we're going to go, and it is only P5 for now. And with still a lot of people to finish their laps, that's not going to be enough. And we're down in P8. Ahead of our teammate Freddie Rasmussen. And yeah, just that last sector mistake cost us perhaps a top 3. 1.7 tenths off. With the last sector, without that last sector mistake, we probably wouldn't have gotten pole, but we would have done slightly better. We're going to be starting on the hards behind Brendan Lee and Thomas Gall. We're both on the mediums. Our teammate Freddie Rasmussen on the hards as well. And it's going to be lights out and away we go into turn number 1 down the inside. Very easy to brake too late on the opening lap in turn 1. There's a space for Freddie on the inside. It looks like Thomas Gall is a little bit boxed in on the inside, and we're trying to find our way through here into turn number 3. But yeah, it's a little bit traffic paradise. We got Thomas on the mediums, of course. Don't really want to fight him too hard because he's gonna have so much more pace. At the same time, I don't want to be waving him through as well. Not necessarily waving through, but like I don't want to lose myself positions just to let him through, you know, just to not fight him. So yeah, that was the best way, I think, to kind of let him go ahead and not take that fight too hard, struggling to take that curb on the inside. It's an interesting one. Trying to take that corner spot on lap after lap. It feels a little bit RNG. Lap 2 now, and as you can see, Thomas Gall getting past Tom Manley. Also on the hards, I think he might have wing damage, I'm not sure. But yeah, we just have to stay focused. No positions gained or lost. We got Lucas Blakely in P10 behind us. And now Tom Manley is going to go on the attack again. Lap number 5. Looks like no wing damage for Tom Manley. Into the final 3 corners we're going to go. And now we're going to try and perhaps go for a move into turn number 1. You can see Tom Manley flashing, which means he's recharging the battery. And that invites us down the inside of the final corner. It's not really a corner, it's more a straight. It's so easy, flat out, that I would consider it a straight. Yeah, you can see Thomas Gall sliding around now. Starting lap 6, medium starting to wear off. Harder compounds do seem to be a little bit OP on F1 24. Not a major issue, of course, but we never, or almost never, see the softs being used anymore on the F1 game. I think the balance could be slightly better, but yeah, not a major issue. As we now go into the final 3 corners, trying to get past Thomas Gall. Yeah, just couldn't quite find our way through into the final 3 corners. Once again, we're going to go on the attack into the final straight. I was actually holding my breath there while I was watching. I don't remember this race absolutely everything anymore. Yeah, I wasn't sure which way I was gonna go, but that seemed to work. And now we need to recharge our battery and then go on the attack on Brandon, who is on those mediums as well. They're definitely starting to wear off. So, yeah, on to lap 8 we're gonna go. We've recharged our battery a little bit, but it's not easy to recharge our battery around Las Vegas. You can see we're so close to Brandon now. He pulls down to the inside. I think that means that he's going to be boxing.
More boxing time.
So he's boxing early, going for the undercut. I decided to stay out. And yeah, lap 13 now. You can see we have moved up to P4. Some more people have started to box. You can see rear tires starting to struggle now. And yeah, more people
they're all boxing.
Seem to be boxing. Istvan Pukki staying out, however, with quite a late decision. And this is actually okay for us, because as you can see now, there is no one ahead of Istvan, and this is going to be an easy pass on this lap already. Yeah, with the help of DRS. Maybe me and Fred can both get past here on this very next straight, and I think Istvan will know that we're both coming, because this DRS straight is so long. You can see I've turned the overtake button off because I know this move is basically done already when we head into the final 3 corners. And yeah, that was quite an easy double pass. Slipstream and DRS, so powerful. Nothing Istvan can do there. And now up to the lead of the race we're gonna go. I was thinking about boxing here. Decided not to. Wanted to box with the same lap as Fred. Now you might be thinking we are teammates, but obviously these are the multiplayer cars. Your teammate is randomly assigned. So yeah, in a perfect world, we would box in the same lap so we can work together. If we will not get DRS. But yeah, 10 laps from the end at the end of this one. So we're going to be boxing for a new set of the mediums. And yeah, 10 qualifying laps to the end, because we're going to have to do some overtaking in those final 10 laps. You can see more people behind us boxing. Tom Manley is one of them. And now we've gone into the pits.
I'm double stacked. You just shouldn't have multiplayer cars. It's ridiculous. We just shouldn't drive.
And yeah, once again, nice little double stack.
This is my last race. If they keep with multiplayer cars, don't give a shit. No point.
Yeah. So we spend the next 4.5 laps with no one near us. We had no one to work with. We somehow managed to catch up to the train. But as you can see, we're in P19 out of 19 cars. Alvaro Carreton has retired from the session. I think he might have double stacked as well. Maybe the speeding in the pit lane. I'm not sure why he retired, but yeah, it's impossible to know who your teammate is in multiplayer cars. Yeah, it makes no sense, in my opinion, to use multiplayer cars because the cars are equal. I don't get why this is still an argument, because all the F1 teams, all the F1 esports teams have data. They can look at the data, they can test the different cars, and they will all see the same. It's equal. I have seen some individuals say that I'm only saying that because the Red Bull is the best. But then when I was driving the Alpine, people were saying the Alpine was the best. I've also offered to drive whatever car. Or swap cars with anyone else, but yeah, it's bollocks that we're using these cars. But it is what it is. We're down in P17, gained 2 positions now, and with 5 laps to go. At least we got a nice little bit of racing, you know. Yeah, this is not an ideal race. This is not an ideal race for the championship, of course. We've got Lucas Blakely ahead of us, who was behind us at the pit stops by 1 or 2 positions. So he hasn't made a lot of inroads. So I think he boxed a few laps later. So we got an undercut on him. But obviously now he has much better tires.
Use your brain, Wilson.
I'm trying to recharge the battery, which is not easy around here. So yeah, completely turn the ERS off to recharge and not use any of my battery. And now you can see Lucas has no battery left, and that means this is going to be a relatively easy pass into the final 3 corners. And I almost missed my braking point there. Actually slightly tapped Thomas there in the final corner. Yeah, you can see Lucas is still flashing, and that means this is going to be an easy pass into the final straight up to the line. Just thinking about a move into turn 1, but as you can see, we have no battery left anymore. Just like Lucas behind us, we got Wilson going for a move on his teammate. They actually do have nice liveries. They have got the McLaren livery for multiplayer cars, which is quite nice. Now we are right behind Thomas, going for the move. Perhaps more ERS, not sure. You can see Fabrizio is flashing. I was thinking about going for a move, but Fabrizio realized fast enough that I was on the battery. And now with 3 laps to go, things are gonna start kicking off, of course. We're once again recharging the battery as much as we can. We got Wilson behind us. I was thinking that he was perhaps going for a move again, and I just wanted to stay out of chaos. And Brendan has gone off in turn 1. I was trying to squeeze through after turn 1. In the midst of that chaos, I think Joni Tormola might have wing damage with the amount of understeer I saw him have in turn number 2. And now we suddenly are back into the fight for the points out of nowhere. After that double stack, we were 5 seconds behind the second last car. Tapped Fabrizio slightly on the back there. But yeah, we have somehow managed to get back into the points, and now we're actually gonna start gaining points maybe in the championship, because Brendan missed his braking point in turn 1, and yeah, I think caused an incident which he himself only was a victim of. And now we've got Tom Manley in P10, so somehow we've managed to get back into this race. And now, coming out of turn 2, we're gonna go in the attack on Joni Tormola. You can see the wing damage he has on the front left, obviously giving him lots of understeer to turn 2, as that's pretty much the only high-speed corner on this track. And now we're behind Fabrizio Donoso again. Just over 1.5 laps to go. Behind Tom Manley, you can see how much the bunch or the pack is bunching up, and that's because no one wants to be leading. That's the whole issue here. No one wants to be leading, because if you're leading around this track going into the final lap, you are quite likely to not be finishing in the top 5. That's how bad it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna be sitting back here because I kind of have to recharge my battery a little bit.
This is definitely not gonna be a crash.
For the last lap, and you can see it's 5 wide going down the straight. 6
wide.
Maybe even 6 wide, as you can hear me say there. I just braked earlier here, and Joni and Wilson smartly did the exact same, and now we go for a huge switchback, and we've gone up to P8.
Well, that's one way to get past, I guess.
From P12. And yeah, the patience definitely worked there. Yeah, 4 positions gained in 1 corner. And now we're gonna go onto the final lap. Onto the final half lap, pretty much. You see, we are now ahead of Tom Manley and Brandon Lee. And that means, if we keep it on track, we are actually gonna be gaining points in the championship after a double stack. I was trying to have a little look down the inside of Nicholas there into the next left-hander, which put him off a little bit. But yeah, now it's just a DRS train. It's going to be really difficult to get past anyone on pure pace. We have a lot of battery left, as you can see, which I kind of want to save for the final run to the line. But as you can see, we're really far back from anyone. We just need a great exit out of this corner, ideally. And then use all our battery, a little bit too much wheel spin. He's definitely cost us some time, but Up to the line we're gonna go, and yeah, it's gonna be P8 on track.
Nice one.
With the fastest lap.
On to the next one.
And yeah, still decent points actually. Especially with that fastest lap, of course. You can see Tom Manley, DNF, and Brendan Lee in P14. Yeah.
Good work, mate. Lots of positives, but we didn't quite hit our objectives.
Yeah, just happy with the race pace. Good decisions made. Unfortunate about the double stack, of course, but yeah, that's just unlucky at that point, because we were obviously never kind of in a position where we could have made another decision, basically. Obviously, we could have boxed the lap earlier, but then I would have been at risk of not getting any DRS. So yeah, it's always a tough one. I think we can put this one down to just being unlucky. I hate to say that, but yeah, with the current situation of multiplayer cars, that's kind of how it is. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe for the league racing content. Lots of content coming in the coming weeks, months. One particularly I'm looking forward to is Assetto Corsa Evo. Hope you guys are looking forward to that one as well. And see you guys next time. Ciao.